Hi, I'm Kit Cassingham, founder of and Chief Energizing Officer of I'm at Live in Focused Energy. I'm a tired puppy tonight. I have walked over 22,000 steps, took a lovely long hike along the length of Mackenzie Butte, my view to the east, with my friend Krista. We walked, 6.5, 7 miles. Some of it going up and downhill. It started off as a lovely walk along a road, and then became a jeep trail, and then it became bushwhacking. A puppy adopted us that looked like it'd been living out in the dirt or in the woods for a while. She kept us company for a third of our trip. It was a wonderful adventure. But here I am with you now to talk about, again, mindfulness. Tonight I want to address it from a moment-by-moment experience, or perspective, not experience, perspective. It seems to me let's categorize people. There are people who live in the future. I'm going to be happy when I lose weight, I get married, I have children, when I travel the world, whatever. Or when I retire, I'm going to. When I get a raise, I'm going to. Variations of that. And it's tricky because we're always counseled, those of us building our businesses, those of us who are trying to grow into our better selves. We're looking at the future, and it's tricky to not live in the future as opposed to look at it and strive to get there, being aware of each step we're taking today, right now. And there are people who seem to live in the past. They're always talking about the things that happened previously, good and bad. Some people dwell on the childhood memories, some on early career work experiences, early travels. It's just stuff that they've done, experienced, believed, thought, but always in the past. And there are people who pour through their photo albums, their slideshows, and those do evoke wonderful memories. Hopefully they're wonderful. But again, they're not here and now. Are they so buried in their photos and their memories of the past, they're not seeing what's going on around them? And again, it's tricky because I think it's important to remember lessons from the past so that we grow from them, we learn from them, we don't repeat some of the lessons. But we can't live there. We've got to live now. And then there are some people who live in the present. Those are the people who say, I am happy, I am doing whatever, I'm creating, I'm joyful, I'm grateful. That they're aware of their present surroundings, feelings, actions. They know what they're doing so that they can get to where they want to go. Because you have to move forward. Otherwise, you're just treading water, it seems to me. And that can wear you out. Have you ever treaded water for a long time? It can be exhausting. It can be an important thing to do sometimes, but that's another talk for another time. Past and future people almost act as if they're avoiding the now. What is so compelling about the future? What is so terrifying about the present? What is so compelling about the past? And what is so uncomfortable about the present? That's a question I'm starting to ask, as partly as I'm chewing on this mindfulness concept for us to talk about. And I would love to hear your experiences. Where do you live? Past, present, or future? What's it going to take to get you to live in the present? Any ideas? Well, we talked about my 3x2 framework yesterday. I hope you've had a chance to think about it and maybe practice some of that. Would love to hear about that experience from you. Moment by moment living is fresh and alive. When I was taking my walk today, I was very aware of the deer we passed, the beautiful flowers, the cactus, the pinyon pines, the juniper, the clouds, the rain burst off to the distant, the occasional raindrops that hit us. It was so wonderful, and the breeze and the sun. It was a wonderful experience to be in the now. I am finding that being in the now is much more gratifying. You know, some people say there is nothing other than what we have right now. And if you think about it, I guess that's really true. Tomorrow's not here. And yesterday's past. That leaves right here and now. Being mindful increases your confidence. Because when you're mindful, you slow down, you relax, you stay present. I've mentioned that when I start to get frustrated and anxious because I think, well, because I'm in such a rush, I can't figure it out and I just keep making mistakes, whatever it is. And then I remember, wait a minute, I can do this. And that's when I slow down, I breathe, I get grounded, and most of the time I work out whatever it is that was stumping me or frustrating me. That's increased confidence. I can do this. You can do it too, when you decide to be mindful. Being mindful also decreases anxiety. Anxiety is anticipated experiences, it's expectations, memories. I guess you don't expect memories, but it's memories and expectations, experiences that you're remembering that create anxiety. When you're mindful, you don't have that. Being mindful increases your passion because it drops away the anxiety and you can reflect on and appreciate the colors, smells, sounds, the tactile experiences of what you're experiencing, thinking, doing. That increases passion. Mindfulness decreases fear because that again is expectations, anticipations of what's going to happen. And most of the time it doesn't, especially when you're mindful and can stay present and think about what you need to do to keep those fearful things going on. Fear can be important. Like if the hair on the back of your neck stands up, that's a signal that there's something you need to avoid and back off. That's a different kind of fear than, I'm so afraid of speaking on a public stage. I don't think anybody's ever died from speaking in public. That's the kind of fear. I have a friend who was going into a whole new life and having almost a tidal wave, a tsunami of new experiences on her own. And I could almost hear her sit up straight and say, there is no room for fear in my life. She became mindful. She got grounded and confident. And it's been so much fun. I've talked about her before. It's been a lot of fun to watch her grow in her new fearless life. She pays close attention so she doesn't hurt herself or get hurt or in trouble. But she's out there living wonderful experiences. And have you ever stopped to notice how much synchronicity you experience when you're mindful? You buy a new car. Let's say you just bought a new Fit. Did you notice all the other Fits on the road? It's interesting. I remember, it's been 4 years ago now, I was helping my parents clean out one of their rooms. This is before they decided to move. And I finally talked them into getting rid of those 50-year-old mattresses that nobody would sleep on. That they were only good for piling things on. So they finally said, okay, we'll get rid of them. I looked high and low for mattress recyclers because I didn't want to put those mattresses in the landfill. I did find a mattress recycler in Colorado Springs, but that's a long drive from Boulder and they charged mileage. It was going to cost a lot. And I was just about ready to get my nephew with his pickup truck to come take them and haul them away, and we'd pay the landfill fee. Mention to my brother that I really wish I could find a mattress recycler. The very next day, he texted me the picture of a truck of a company that recycled mattresses in the area, complete with phone number. Now, how many times had they passed each other on the road, been parked next to each other, near each other, and he'd never seen the guy? Maybe that was the only time. But whether it was the first time, the only time, or one of a dozen times, his awareness was heightened because I had said, I really wish I could find this. So my comment raised his awareness or mindfulness, and there it was. Off with the mattresses and several other things. He was helping people who are rebuilding their lives, usually from alcohol and drug abuse, to get new starts. So people getting into their own apartments. So we also gave him the bed frames that those nasty old mattresses went on. And these people actually rebuilt the mattresses. So it was a win-win. Everybody won out on that one. So I just want to tie this up and say that here and now is where I am strongest, where we're all strongest. This is where we have our best experiences. This is where we learn our lessons that we take into the future. This is where we learn to be our best self, even if it's baby steps, one moment and one step at a time. I hope that some of the information, some of the ideas I've shared with you have served you well, have given you ideas of how you can be more present and more mindful. I would love to have you subscribe to my newsletter, which you can get to from liveinfocusedenergy.com. I would love to have you leave comments below, sharing your questions, your ideas. Oh, I see John's here. He says this is a very calm space. Yeah, it is, John. I have had a lot of fun creating a calm, peaceful space here. And I guess because I'm tired, I'm pretty calm myself, though I am very energized and feeling vibrant and present. I would love to hear your comments, your questions, your ideas. And thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for being mindful and present. I'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, I am Kit Cassingham with Live in Focused Energy. Good night.